Hello everybody and welcome to Chapter 1 Review. This is what I'm going to be creating. I will show you how I created this. You're first going to start off with, when you get into Photoshop, I'm going to go File and I'm going to go to New. Now when you first open up Photoshop, you may not have a document here that's 1000 by 1000 pixels. So you're going to go over here and you type in 1000, 1000. You make sure that you select pixels. You can put 300 for the resolution. It's going to be RGB color. Your background can be white and you click on create. Over here are your tools and here is text tool. When you hover your mouse on that T, it's going to tell you that the shortcut for text is T. There it is right there. If you play this video, it will tell you a little bit about text and adding it to your space here. So I'm going to click on the T. I'm going to click on my artboard and I am going to type my name. There's two ways I can commit this text. I can just click on the artboard, click out here. I can click the move to. I could have clicked that check that was up the top. Now this font is a little bit small for my liking because we are creating a logo and we want to be able to see it in that space. I have the move to. I can drag this around. I'm going to click an L. An L. Now I know that I want that font to be not Bickham. I want it to be Children Pro. And I also want it to be a little bit bigger than that. So we're just going to drag here. I am clicking and dragging on that T to make it bigger. Several ways you can increase your text. You can increase it by dragging here from left to right. Right would be bigger, and if you go left, you're making it smaller. You can go over here in this panel and change it to be bigger there as well. Okay, so we're going to use the move to is what we have, and we're just going to move that down. I need another alphabet, and it's going to be an M. So how did I get that M without clicking that T over there for text? If you hold down, I'm on a Mac, if you hold down the option bar changes to a double arrow. And whatever you click on and you hold down option on a Mac or alt on the Windows, you're going to get that double arrow and you can duplicate what you're clicking on. That's one way. Another way, if I'm on this layer over here, which is my layers panel, we're going to delete that. I'm going to click on that layer and I'm going to delete it. Just hitting the delete key. I can click on this layer and I can hit Command J, which is a shortcut, and it duplicates that L. Now, why can't we see the second L? We know over here in the layer panel, we have a white background. We have my name. We have an L, and I did a copy, but you can't see it because it's on top. So if I just click and move it, you'll see it that way. Okay. So now I know that I want this plain L and I also want a pretty M. So I'm going to double click on that copy. I'm going to type an M. Now, because I'm a woman, I want it to be a little bit feminine. So I don't want to be masculine because I could very well make this M smaller and just sit it there. And because my name is LaDonna, I would want the L bigger than the M for Marie. But we're going to go to Bickham. We're going to go to Bickham for this M. And how do I get to Bickham? I can select Bickham over here. I could have selected down here. If I double click on this M, I can go up here at the, let's see, I can go at the top. And this is my option bar. Whenever you're in a tool, you can look up here at the top, and these are the options for that tool, for that text tool. I can change the font. I can make it be bold. I can change the how big the text is, and I can change the color up here. I can even change the alignment up here as well. Okay, so I'm gonna commit this text by hitting this check, and there go my M. Now you just don't put text anywhere. You want to line it up somewhere. You want to have a reason why you do a certain thing. So I am going to line it here because it lines on with that L right there. Now Marie, I don't want it to be, I don't think I want it to be this cursive font, but let's keep it that. Let's keep it cursive. And we're going to make this L. We're going to change that L. And we're going to change this D. I don't think I want this D to be this big here either. There we go. I could keep this M that way, which is an alternate M, but I want to be consistent. It's all about consistency. Okay, so I'm going to move this over and put it underneath here. And one more thing, I'm gonna go to LaDonna Marie. I'm gonna duplicate that layer so that I can type photography. So I'm just holding down my option on a Mac. You would hold down Alt on a PC, and you would drag to get the second layer. Now it says LaDonna Marie. How am I gonna change it? I'm just gonna double click on here, and it's gonna highlight, and I can begin typing. I can type photography. Now, this is pretty that way to keep all of my font like that cursive. I like that font there. If you use this font, it has so many options. You can make, look how many Y's we can use. But I don't want all of that. So we're going to keep the Y that's there. Normally I would do a Y that's real pretty, but I think that's way too big to put down at the bottom. But this is it. So here's where we're going to do layer styles. We're going to put a stroke so that we can break that up, so we can have some differences between the M and the L, so that you can see the M. So what I did was I just checked the box and said stroke. Now stroke don't have to be white. I can click on stroke out here, and I can go over here and change it to change it to be any color that I want it to be. But I want it to be white. So I'm going to cancel that color, go back to white. And here's if I want a bigger stroke. I'm just changing the size, but I don't want that stroke to be that big. I usually do about a 4 or 6. I think that's great. And click OK. Now once again, I want you to see over here that we have layers here. If I save this file as a PSD, which is a Photoshop document, I can come back to this file and change anything I want to change about this. But now if I merge these layers down, I'm going to right click on that last layer. I'm going to flatten the image. When I flatten that image, you can see that I lose my layers. So if I save this file this way, I cannot come back and change it. So you always want to, when you finish a product, you want to save it as a JPEG, and you also want to save it as a PSD document so that if you have to come back and make any changes. Now I'm just going to hit Command Z because I'm on a Mac. You can hit Control Z to undo merging of those layers. So now you can go back and look over here in my layers panel, which is over here. You can see that I have my layers, and this is the way that I want to save this document. So I'm going to go again over here and go File and hit Save. I'm going to put Save As. And I'm going to call this my Chapter 1. Chapter 1 Review. Now, once I save this, it's going to go in this folder. If I did not want this document to go in this folder, I would change it and select whatever folder I wanted it to be. If I wanted it on my desktop, I would hit Desktop. Okay? So let's just click Save, and that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, please remember to drop them in the comments section or either just inbox me.